Round off. I got to what I got to do. I'm going to do it, yeah. I'm going to listen. Let's go up there. We're good. No, we're doing it. All the way up here. That's what you got to remember to do. I never learned the details. I just was winging.
Go on your toes.
Watch her down. Because the arm is the most important.
So before we start every practice, we get in a big circle, and like the whole team has to do sticks.
That's probably like 9-9. Forget the flips. That's the most impressive thing I've seen all day. Y'all showed me a whole new light of gymnastics. I respect y'all way more.
Matchup between Towson and NC State. What a great collaboration between the Wolfpack football team and the Wolfpack gymnastics team. You gotta love seeing flips on the football field.
I was gonna say, I'm really impressed, but to be fair, my brother actually plays football, and I taught him a backflip as well, and it was really good. I was a little confused.
And the one doing the split. So with that, definitely don't go anywhere. We've got the second half of this meet coming right up. Towson's going to take on rotation number 3 on the floor exercise. You can see about a half a point difference between the two teams at the midway point.
And so far, it's been a really good competition. I think both teams will be happy with the hit routines that they've had. And again, we'll see some nerves here and there, but overall, the lineups have done a great job of just staying steady and being focused.
Both lineups there on the screen. Some very familiar Beam team faces for the NC State Wolfpack with newcomer Sanaya Thomas right in the middle there. And then floor, again, a mix of new faces and some returnees for the Towson Tigers. So excited to see both of these teams, particularly on Beam, because not only is it the first meet, but that's typically the event that causes the most nerves.
Absolutely. It's a make or break event, I think, is what most people would call it.
So Meg Adler getting things started. Adler competed in all 14 meets last year on this event.
She starts off with that handspring back layout series. Again, your first gymnast up on Beam does not have an easy job at all. So very impressive to see her looking so confident up there right now. See her switch leap into her straddle, quarter jump, getting that leap combination in.
Very consistent individual on this event. She is a junior from right down the road in Chapel Hill, so a lot of experience.
Beautiful side aerial. So far, she's done a great job throughout this routine. I love how confident she looks. Gearing up that cannon full. Stop dismount to top it off. Wow, really impressive.
Great lead off.
That's exactly what you want your lead-off to do. You can see right here on this back handspring back layout. Notice how she was a little bit off, but does a fantastic job of saving that. Then that gainer full, nice height. Great job spotting that landing.
So first up on the floor exercise, this is Isabella DeCruz for the Tigers. Floor, always such a fun event to watch.
Such a fun event with all the choreography. Also could be one of the harder events at the beginning of season, just cardio-wise.
Absolutely. Yeah, just making it through the end of the floor routine. Many of these that have 3 tumbling passes especially, there will be some with 2, which makes it a little easier, but you're still, even though you try to remember to breathe the entire time, it's tiring.
It's definitely something that you have to get used to or get back in that rhythm.
And again, no amount of training in practice. You can do routines back to back, repeat your last tumbling pass, sprints in the middle. There's all kinds of things that these teams come up with. It doesn't compare to being in front of the judges.
A nice front fold to that front layout.
So a great leadoff for DeCrew on the Tigers team.
We'll take another look at this last tumbling pass right here. Nice job getting that front full and then the rise on that front layout.
Next on the balance beam for the Wolfpack, please welcome Maddie Hall.
Maddie Hall up next for the Wolfpack team on beam.
We talked about it before, but you have to really be in a specific mindset during balance beam. It's almost like you have so much energy on vault and floor, for example, and then beam. You kind of have to bring it down, and it's a whole new headspace for these athletes.
Much more focus. And again, a lot of times in the practice facility, not all eyes are on you. Outside of an inner squad, possibly. But right now, all eyes, she's the only one competing. So the whole arena is watching.
So far, she's done a great job with this routine as well. See that front aerial. No movement on that. And gearing up for this gainer full dismount. Another stick. So we see 2 for 2 on stuck landings on balance beam. Coach Landris has got to be happy with that. See right here. Nice job. Just spot on. And you can see your teammates over there so excited.
And now they have to wait 1 extra second to celebrate because they will get a deduction if the celebration takes place too soon. So 2 great stuck dismounts for the Wolfpack team as we jump right back over to the floor exercise. Carmela Calfati. So we started off with a graduate student moving down to a junior on this Tiger lineup.
Getting ready for this first tumbling pass. Nice job on that front double fold to the front tuck.
That's a hard enough skill, and then to connect it for some added bonus is awesome.
Those front landings are sometimes a lot more difficult than the backwards ones. See that switch side to straddle full.
Coach Ramirez said they do have a lot of front double full, so one of more to come for sure.
Finish with a 1.5 back layout to a jump. Keep in mind, she did a front double full and then a front 1.5. So the air awareness and the timing on those twists are very difficult, and she did a great job at that.
We'll take a look at the difference between both of those.
So you can see the timing in the setup right here for that front double full into that front tuck is going to be way different than this one in her second pass. That 1.5
Next on the
Back
balance
layout
beam,
into the straddle jump.
please welcome
I love that combination.
So 2 great routines for both teams so far as we move back to freshman Sanaya Thomas on the balance beam.
It's really exciting to see a freshman, especially in the beam lineup.
She's from right here in the Raleigh, North Carolina area. So lots of local fans coming to see their former teammate.
She starts off no problem with the front aerial connected to a back handspring. And another switchy straddle quarter. A little bit of a flex speed. One thing the judges are going to be looking at on balance beam is the form, the toe point, the straight legs, the stuck landings as well. But that's something to keep in mind when watching these. Another cat leap into a side aerial. So far, though, I would not be able to tell that she's a freshman. She's handling this pressure really well. Gainer full dismount. A hop in place. It was a stick, but almost like a hop in place, I would say. But very good for her debut on balance beam. We'll take another look at this dismount to see. This is the 3rd gainer full that we saw today, and you can see right there, she stayed in place, but I think her feet came off the mat a little bit.
Definitely. So 2 routines down for Sanaya. We'll see her in floor as well. So freshman coming in, making a debut on 3 events. As we go back over to floor currently with Clara Hong.
Tumbling pass. You see another front double full. Again, really good job on that landing. The judges want to see the big explosive tumbling passes, but then those controlled landings.
You look at it was almost a performance, a theatrical performance, and they get better as the season goes on and the gymnasts get more comfortable with their routines.
Absolutely. And a unique last pass, she did a round off half into a front full. Another solid routine for Towson. Take a look at her first tumbling pass again. You can see that front double twist. It's a tough landing. She did a good job. It'll be a slight deduction, a little bit of a bigger step.
And on floor, you can take those steps with no deduction, but they do have to be controlled. So a great job for Clara Hong. Ashley Knight currently competing for the Wolfpack.
So far, NC State has done a great job with their beam lineup. And I think that makes it easier for the next athletes in the lineup, right? When your first 3 go up, hit nice, solid routines, takes the pressure off a little bit.
A little bit.
She starts off with the side aerial into a round off. That's a unique combination. Don't see that too often, but notice how she had a little bit of hesitation after that first skill. So we'll see if the judges count that as a connection.
I know one of the things they have to do is keep their arms or their leg moving. So it may have been a slow movement. I do think she kept it moving, but she'll definitely get some sort of rhythm deduction.
can see that switch leap straddle jump combination she just did. Notice the height on that. It's almost like she's on the floor. Front pike toss.
That was a big front toss. Yeah, front toss as well.
And then what did that have to be? Wow, I really liked that dismount and how she just nailed that landing. But like I said, it almost looked like she was doing these skills on the floor because she had so much height. You can see right here, that's the combination that we're talking about.
Definitely some balance checks.
A rhythm deduction there. But then look at this height. When she flicks her foot up, she knows exactly where she is in the air. You can see her spotting the end of the beam, which led to that awesome stuck dismount.
So Adriana Hoffman on the floor exercise.
And this is fun for all the athletes too, because it's their first competition, so it's a debut of all these new floor routines.
And a lot of gymnasts do get a new routine every year. So
wow, really big full in to start this floor routine. It's a very difficult tumbling pass.
as a team last year, their high score on this event was a 49.65.
You can see on that she did a front tuck through to a double back. Lost a little control on those landings. One thing I noticed though is how back-to-back those tumbling passes were. It seemed like she did that full in and then immediately went into that second pass. So definitely is hard on the legs there. She did a great job.
And we talked a little bit before the broadcast about one of the new changes in the floor rules is what she did on her last tumbling pass. Gymnasts typically, or last year, would get a 1/10 bonus for a double back in the last pass. Now, if you only do a 2-pass routine, it has to be a double salto routine, so she does that front through to a double pike, or a double back in order to get that 10th bonus. Lots of new changes this year that we'll be mindful of as we move back over to beam with Katie Harper. Harper, a sophomore out of Columbus, Ohio.
Getting ready for her series, back handspring, back layout. Nicely done. A little bit of form break throughout, but that's an easy fix. Leap into her switch side. Which landing in that direction on balance beam is very difficult. May seem like it's easier, but it's not. Landing, it is not easier to land in the other direction.
If you pay attention, the gymnasts use their toes to grip the beam, and when they land sideways, their toes are off of the beam most of the time. They don't have anything to grip it with.
Finishing that routine with a front toss into this dismount. A top to front full, had a tiny step back, but another solid routine for NC State. One thing that I am taking away from this beam lineup is just the confidence. You would never be able to tell it's their first competition. Everyone looks very comfortable up there. And again, we've seen a couple of landings that have been stuck.
Yeah, they really look like a very strong beam team so far. You can see Ashley Knight, that 9.625, probably from that acro series rhythm deduction that came in there. Because other than that, her routine was extremely strong, and we'll see how Katie's score pulls up against that. Then we've got Isabella Minervini for Towson on the floor. Minervini, a 3-event specialist today.
I love the smiles already to start off this routine.
She is a a junior, so she's been here a few times. She competed in 8 meets on floor last year.
She started off with that front layout to 1.5. You can see her teammates doing her routine on the side as well. One of the most fun parts, I always thought.
You can see how hers too is more of a performance versus some that we've seen. Really playing to the crowd and the judges.
And going into that 1.5 front layout. Sometimes those passes can be tricky because your timing has to be right from the first skill to the second. So she finishes off that routine. We'll take another look at both of her tumbling passes. I really like on this first pass how you can see the height, and then she has height as well into that 1.5. She traveled really far, so a great job staying in balance. And then notice how she did the 1.5. Almost looks like she missed that bounce a little bit. The judges would like to see that second pass, that second front layout go even higher and kind of float in the air.
Yep, so a small deduction there, but again, overall a great routine. Chloe Negretti on the balance beam in the anchor spot for this Wolfpack team.
This is going to be a fun routine to watch. She's just so dynamic on this event, so sharp.
She actually holds the record on beam with the most season 9-9 pluses out of NC State. So she's had over 13 9-9s on this event.
So far, I just love her form and the attention that she has to detail, all the way from her fingers down to her toes. It just makes such a difference in these, especially these balance beam routines. She's doing a great job so far with the rhythm of this routine. I wouldn't expect anything less, though.
Absolutely not. She's always been such a very poised and dynamic individual on this event.
And one of my favorite dismounts to watch, the round-off double fold. We do not see many of those in college gymnastics anymore, sadly. But she just does a great, it is. She does a great job getting the height and keeping the form throughout that double fold. And she's able to spot it almost every single time. You can see that front aerial spot on into that back handspring. No problem there. And then that dismount, the height right there, the twist, and then just the minimal step she had, or hop back. I have no doubt in my mind she'll skip the next one.
Absolutely. We'll move right over to floor. Retosha Hassel for Towson. And this is a floor routine to watch as well.
First tumbling pass, round up back handspring, height falling. Look at how explosive and high in the air that was. Wow. Really likes that controlled landing with the chest up as well. You can tell she's genuinely having fun throughout the routine.
She absolutely is. One of the dynamic performances. I have a feeling she picked her own floor music.
I would probably guess so.
I don't think you'll see a football player do that on the field, though.
Getting ready for this last tumbling pass. You can see that front through to the double tap like we talked about. She does a great job. She landed almost a little bit with her chest down, but popped up really quick.
She really did. I was going to comment on the endurance.
Yeah.
She's almost there.
Yeah. Nice job. I want to see this first tumbling pass again here. Really difficult, piked full in, no issues, almost is able to break out of that. And then love the dance moves that she has going on throughout the routine.
A lot of times you'll see the team behind the gymnast doing the moves. I'll have to see if we can get her teammates to do the dance moves too.
Absolutely. And then you saw that front pike through the double top. Again, not easy at the end of a floor routine, so well done.
Exhibition on balance beam. This is Caroline Volk.
Getting ready for that series. Triple series of the back handspring, back layout. So a little bit more difficult adding in that third acro, but she did a really nice job with that.
So Caroline getting a couple of exhibitions today. Beautiful needle scale.
Yeah, I was just going to say that was a really pretty needle. I don't think I would ever be able to do that on balance beam.
Definitely not.
See that front toss. She popped up quick because I think it was a little bit low on that landing. Put into that gainer full dismount. Almost. That's why they have that 1 second signal, but
That was the old college stick.
that's what we used to be able to get away with.
No more getting away with this old college stick.
You can see that gainer full, nicely done.
Toes is coming up and turns and salute. So
A little too much
we'll
power.
still get a deduction for that as we move back over to the exhibition spot for Towson. This is Reese Tolan. 2 freshmen in these exhibition places for both teams.
Round that back handspring. Huge double pike for that first tumbling pass. That straddle full to straddle full lead combination is also not easy to do in the middle of a floor routine.
I think the hard part is the gymnasts make it look so easy.
Yeah, exactly. Another front tug through to that double tug. Nice job popping up on that landing. Again, in the beginning of the season, cardio can sometimes be a little bit tougher. You saw that front tug through is a little bit slower on that last pass, but again, she did a great job recovering with that chest up. That is something that will get easier throughout season.
Definitely.
At least the cardio part of it.
Definitely. They'll get used to being out on the floor. It's every weekend for the next 13 weeks. So
Yeah.
they will.
And you have to balance that adrenaline too, you know, like you have adrenaline, but it's also a cardio.
Well, that concludes rotation number 3. Don't go anywhere. We will be back with the 4th and final rotation here in just a few minutes.